Mormon Culture Universe, the Brigham Synod. Question: what does Shazer mean? Answer: Garden of Birth. In Egyptian, Zer has a root meaning about light. Zer also means child. Zarahemla, the child of my comfort. Zer means help. Over 100 words that have Zer, but I'm also showing that Zar, because the language is broken, the vowels may be incorrect. It's about light, giving light. There were celestial events going on in the stars, likely a comet, and this was the foundation of the 600-year prophecy. When Jacob said, 60 years have passed since we left Jerusalem, that was code speak for, I just had my 60th birthday. There are over 100 words that have the Zer stem in the Hebrew language. This is making me think that Nephi is using his small plates to teach language to his children. Shah in Hebrew has over 1,000 stems. The one I'm showing is a variation of it called shor. It means twisting, umbilical cord, or navel. If you recall Genesis 49:22, the daughters will go through the wall. The word for wall is shor. The word for cow is shor. This sacred place is shor. It's the Mount of Almonds. To the Mount of Almonds. That's what that means in Arabic. You've got symbolism in the word. I call this a super word. And if you're teaching language to your children, there's 1,000 words that have Shah in it. There's hundreds of words that have Zer in it. You put Shah before Zer. In this instance, the place is more important than the birth, because the 600-year prophecy is talking about other parties that will come through here. 600 years later, as an adult, Yeshua will be transfigured here. About 600 years after that, Muhammad will be transfigured there. Previously, I'm estimating 1200 BC, so 600 years before, Moses, went up and got some information for the children, but Joshua was transfigured there. Rewind another 600 or 1200 years, and maybe this is the mountain of all mountains where Abraham was transfigured. I don't believe he was offering a sacrifice there. This is the garden of birth. So there's celestial events, stars and comets, hence Samuel the Lamanite reminds them of those things. There's almond blossoms, it's in the spring, maybe snow in addition to the almond blossoms. There's a twisting of an umbilical cord, there's a need for help. The woman is being gushed open in the garden. Maybe there's a knife and a fire. Hopefully it wasn't a C-section, and hopefully the mother survived. As I repent of my traditional lenses, I have to try on a different worldview. In essence, if Nephi is teaching his children the language through story, you're going to minimize the need for reading, but maximize the oral traditions of the stories. So how many words can you say that start with Shah? And all of that is tied to little Jacob and his birth. And that's tied to the 600-year prophecy. In ancient America, a natural birth that doesn't require a knife or a fire, a woman would go into a garden and squat and have gush open all of the waters. I don't know if they used a knife to remove the umbilical cord or did a lotus birth, but after the umbilical cord was disengaged from the child, which naturally takes about 8 days, the umbilical cord was given to the father. He would hang it on a tree and watch it dry out, and if a bird came along and ate it, that was a bad signal. So part of the narrative of this garden of birth endures. In Arabic, as Hugh Nibley pointed out, Shazer with a J means a grove of trees. This is a sacred grove, but this is a sacred grove at the base of the mountain of all mountains. And this is in a triangle still close to that 29 degrees north. It's in a very unique place. I am beginning to think Nephi's small plates were his version of what we in America had called the Noah Webster blueback speller.